everyone. McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be with me this Monday evening, February 7th, 2022. At Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to make you the best version of yourself. And we do that by teaching you how to currency trade with our very accurate proprietary trading indicators. And we supplement that with the best in the business, personalized one-on-one training. And we think that is the most effective and efficient way to learn currency trading. In fact, I would argue getting yourself a coach on anything that you want to excel in is the most effective and efficient way to get ahead. Now, all the greats have coaches. And there's a reason for that, because even though they're good, there's always areas for improvement and things that the coach can pass along to you so that you don't have to try to figure it out yourself. In this session, I am going to focus on a couple different signals that we have. We've got probably a dozen different signals with our trading tools. One is the thick orange line trade, and the other is something called the 10-point trade, where basically we are trying to get all the lines to line up. So with that, let us get into trading. And we first need to start by listening to this guy. So let's do that.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
All right. One of the other great things about our program is that you always have someone there to help you, and there's always instruction. We do these live trades. When you are late, you've got access to what's available up here in the yellow. When you are a regular member, we do a trade in the morning at 10 a.m. We do a trade in the evening at 10 p.m. We do a trade on Sunday after the market opens, and we have additional paid session trades. Historically, in these sessions, we average about 150 pips a week. So you've got different traders who are all very good traders doing their analysis. So it's a teaching moment, and then laying out a trade that you can copy. I trade off of a trade routine, as many of you know. Before I get on, I check to make sure everything is up and running, my green charts and my MetaTrader 4. It is good practice to review your trade daily or your trade activity daily, as well as just your life activity, as to what could I do better. As we are technical traders, meaning that our indicators are picking up the price action and are good at anticipating or telling us what's going to happen, the news impacts trading or currency trading. So we want to know if there are specific news announcements coming about, so that we can trade around them. We do that by looking at forexfactory.com. So let's just take a quick look. And at forexfactory.com, it breaks the news down into yellow, which is low impact, orange, which is medium impact, and red, which is high impact. If we see any red items, we kind of want to trade around those things. We've got clear sailing all the rest of tonight and through tomorrow. So we are good to trade on any pair. So with that, let's get into it. Last week wasn't, both on Monday and Tuesday, we didn't find any good trades. We're going to start with the 10-point trade, which requires a little bit more analysis. And with that analysis, I start. The chart I'm using is the light 6 major, which is one of the standard layout charts. It has 6 different currency pairs on it, all on a 1-hour candle. I am going to start with the middle part of the chart, the majors and minors, and I'm looking for situations where all the lines are either above the blue line is the overbought line, or they are below the red line, which is the oversold line. So when these lines are up here, that's telling me that the market's overbought and it is a good time to sell. Likewise, when the lines are down here, that is a good time to buy. So really what I'm looking for are the lines above the blue pointing down or below the red pointing up. So right now we're kind of in the channel, and we've got disagreement between the red and green line, which is the major line, and the black and gray lines, which are the minor lines. I want everybody in agreement. The more lines I can get in agreement, the higher probability that this trade's going to be a good trade. So I'm going to pass Euro USD. We are overbought. Lines are going down. But our issue right now is that this is non-prime time for both the euro and the dollar. Plus, if you're following the setup tonight, I've got a buy trade on there for 10 pips. So based on what I was seeing on the day chart, I am going with a buy tonight. So on the 1-hour chart, I am not going to take a trade off hours. Pound USD, again, we're going to skip this because it's non-prime time for both. But just in looking at the chart, we can see we're sideways here on the majors and minors, and on the majors, the minors are oversold and going up. The majors are overbought and going sideways. USD Canadian, again, non-prime time for either of these. We do have the majors go up and going into the channel, but the minors are going sideways. So again, no agreement there. So even if it was prime time, this signal isn't a good signal. USD Swiss Franc. This is actually a nice signal. All the lines are nice and tight. The green line is going up at a nice steepness, just entering the channel. But again, it's non-prime time for us. USD Swiss Franc. It's 7 hours difference, so it's about 6:30, 12, or 1:30 in the morning there. So again, low volume. The indicators don't work as well when the volume is low, and the volume is low when we have non-prime time on with at least one of the pairs. USD JPY. It's approaching morning time in Japan. We are oversold, but the majors are kind of going sideways and the minors are coming down. So again, I don't have agreement. I want all the lines to agree. I want to see this over here. So I don't see that. If I don't see it, if I do see it, I'm going to go up and do my analysis up on my TNTs and then down on my majors and on my pressure. But if I don't have it, I don't need to continue through the analysis. So I am going to duplicate this, and we're going to look through six more charts. Basically, I've taken the light 6 major and cloned it and changed the pairs. This next set, that last set on the light 6 majors, those were primarily US based pairs. So now I am going to take a look at non-US based pairs. Euro pound, this isn't a bad signal. We're oversold. We're going up into the channel. The green line has gotten from less steep to more steep. But again, my issue is this is Euro pound. So it's midnight in England and 1 a.m. in Europe. So we're not prime time on either of these. So I'm going to skip on it. AUD JPY. It is approaching morning time for both of these. So this is a good pair to trade if we have a signal. But we've got this funny pattern here. The minors were oversold and going up. The majors were overbought and starting to come down, and now they're going sideways. My goal is if I can catch it on either end, I can get a run right through the channel here. That's what I'm looking for. Euro Canadian dollar, non-prime time for either of these. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. It is approaching morning for both of these. Minors are oversold going up. Majors are more than halfway. They are almost overbought. So I want to catch the major lines down here. If they get beyond the halfway point, I'm not that interested in taking the trade. On a 1 hour chart, a run through the channel is worth between 5 and 30 points, 35 points, pips. So that's what I'm looking for. Pound yen. So it is again morning time in Japan or approaching morning time. Minors are oversold, starting to go up. Majors are just about overbought and going up. So I don't have what I'm looking for. I want these guys clustered together. Euro Australian dollar. We're in the middle of the channel and we got disagreement. Minors are coming down, majors are going up. So nothing there. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to duplicate this guy and look at another 6 pairs. So the key is once you've got comfortable with the signal is to be able to find that signal, figure out what it's worth, and take the trade. So we've got 6 major 2. I am now going to go to 6 major 3. Again, I've cloned the 6 major 2 chart and then just put different pairs, groupings of pairs in there so I can look at more pairs to find the trade. Now you'll notice when I send out trades, I'm trading primarily the dollar, euro dollar, but the signal works on all of the pairs. I trade the euro dollar because I can get my 30 pips out of the euro dollar, and it's very comfortable for me. You will find what's comfortable for you. In the beginning, when you're trying to find trades, it's good to experiment and back test. Canadian dollar, yen, we're in the middle of the channel, so nothing there. Euro New Zealand dollar, again, we get disagreement. We get disagreement on a bunch of them. What's interesting here is the last 4 weeks we've been doing this. This chart, pound New Zealand dollar and euro New Zealand dollar, these charts are almost identical. Today, euro majors are going up, minors are going down. On the pound New Zealand dollar, everybody's going up. We're a little bit more than halfway, so I am going to pass on this. If we were a little less than halfway, maybe. The one thing I don't like about this is on the green line on the majors, we're more steep and we're going less steep. So that tells me it's running out of steam a little bit. I'd like to see it go from less steep to more steep. So these two are nothing. New Zealand dollar, yen, we're in the middle of the channel and the majors are going sideways, minors are going up. So again, nothing. Gold, USD, Minors are going up, majors are sideways. Bitcoin is dropping, oversold and going down. So we get nothing there. So let us again duplicate. And we'll do 4 more. So I've got 24 charts that I can go through at this time of day and see if we've got a trade. Australian dollar, Canadian, again, disagreement. The major's going up, minor's going down. Swiss franc, yen, again, disagreement. Major's going up, minor's going down. Euro yen. Majors are overbought and starting to enter the channel. Minors have run the channel. I'm okay with the minors having run the channel. The majors are coming down, but we don't. It's really more of a sideways than a down. And there are 3 things I'm looking for. One is that we're overbought. 2, all the lines are going down. These are a little bit more sideways than down. And the third element is I want the red line to have crossed over the green and the black line to have crossed over the gray. I don't have the crossover here. So we're not quite there yet. Pound Australian dollar, everybody's going up, but we're more than halfway. Swiss franc, New Zealand, Swiss franc, New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. Again, the majors are more than halfway. And Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. Again, we're more than halfway. So on our 10-point signal, we've just gone through 24 pairs and didn't find a good setup. I am not going to trade unless I see the setup I like. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to look at a second signal. That second signal is a little scalp trade worth 5 pips. It's very accurate. It's accurate almost 90% of the time. And what it focuses on is what this thick orange line is doing. And I want situations where the orange line is as far down as it can go or as far up as it can go. And when it is as far down as it can go, this number is at 0. It's a scaled number. So when it's at 0, it is telling me that it believes there's no more down in the movement. If there's no more down in the movement, it is a good time for a buy. Likewise, when it is as high as it can go, it's at 10. When it is at 10, it's telling me that it believes there's no more up in the movement. If there's no more up in the movement, it's a good time for a sell. So I'm looking for situations where this is either 0 or 10 or within 1 point of either end. And this is just moved out of 1 point of either end. And the other element that I need to have this is if I see 0 or 1 here, I am going to go check and see what I want confirmation that that signal is a good signal. I don't want to trade on just one piece of information. I want something that confirms it. And by having that confirmation, that increases the probability that the trade's going to do what I believe it's going to do. And that's again, another one of the great things about these tools is I can figure out everything I need to figure out just by looking at what's going on in these 3 charts. Sometimes I will supplement that, depending on the trade, with the echo chart echo chart is something we show you once you become to be an advanced trader. For this trade, I don't need that. So so I'm just going to go across the trade. I'm just going to go across each of the charts again, and I'm going to look for 0 or 10 here. And then if I have it, then I'm going to confirm by what the majors and minors are doing. And if I have both elements, I am going to take that trade when there is less than 5 minutes left in the hour. Right now, we've got 9 minutes left in the hour. So what I'm looking for is if this is at 0 and this is way oversold, I'm going to get a little snap when the candle changes. And that snap is usually worth 5 pips. So let's keep going and see what we've got. So 3 isn't close enough. 3 isn't close enough. 9 is between 9 and 10. It's within 1 of 10. Now I want confirmation that this is indeed maxed out. So I want to see these 4 lines well above the blue. They're not. They're oversold. When they're oversold, that means there's more up in the movement. So I'm not getting confirmation that there's no more up left in the movement. So I'm going to pass here. 5 isn't close enough. 7 isn't close enough. I'm looking for 0 or 1. So let's keep going. 4 isn't close enough. 1.1 is almost 1, but it's a little over. I don't have all 4 lines well above, so I don't have the second part of the signal. 4.5, not close enough. 5, not close enough. 3.3, not close enough. 7.8, not close enough. So let's go to the next pair. 4.2, not close enough. 6.9, not close enough. 8.7, not close enough. 7.1, not close enough. 3.8, not close enough. 0.56. Now this is interesting here. 0.56. This doesn't look right because look how much further down this is here. So that is between 0 and 1, but it seems to me where this line is like 2 or 3. You know, like over here where the line is, it's at 2. So I'm not trusting what I'm seeing here, because where this line is, it should be closer to 2, not 0.56. These lines, the confirmation is kind of where I'd want it to be. All the lines are well below the red line. But since this looks weird to me, and the other thing is, not all of you can trade Bitcoin because or you don't have the Bitcoin chart available. I don't like to do it in this class. But again, the thing that concerns me is this line. There's something wrong with this number, I think, based on where the orange line is. So let's see what else we've got. 8.6, not close enough. I want between 9 and 10. 5, not close enough. 2.2, not close enough. 8.7, not close enough. 3.4, not close enough. 4.1, not close enough. Wow, we have been shut out. We've gone through another 24 charts with the second signal, and we did not find something. We've been shut out. I think 3 weeks in a row now on this Monday evening trade. So I apologize. Let's see what we've got for questions. How do you get over a big loss? Well, one is if it's a time when I am trading, so I guess it depends when it happens. So if it's like on that overnight trade that I do, I have the stop loss there, and if it hits, usually my stop loss on that euro dollar is around a 4-to-1. When I get up in the morning, I trade a little bit more aggressively to make it back. And I think last week I had one, and I think I might have, I ended up making the loss go down from 4,000 or 5,000 down to maybe 900. But two, if it's during the day when I am in front of my computer, if I start to see the trade going the other way, and if I start seeing the trade going the other way, I look at the signal. If the signal has changed, I will hedge the trade. So I will hedge the trade at 10, 12 pips. I won't wait for the 40 pips. So then I've locked in my loss at 10 pips, and then I look for a clean signal to price average to get out of it. Last week on that one of the trades we took, I forget which one it was, maybe gold. It took a few hours for the trade didn't move the way the signal originally predicted, and it took more than an hour for it to do it. So when that happens, so if a trade kind of lags when after I've taken it and the signal has changed a little bit, once that trade gets the positive, I pull up the stop loss. I move it up to where the entry point is. So I will let it run if it's going to keep going. But as the signal has changed, I don't want to get stuck with the loss. So I pull it up, and I did that on one of the trades last week, where so the one little negative about this live trade is if it doesn't go exactly as we predicted it will go, it does need a little. It may need you to manage it, and the management is, gee, if it didn't do what I thought it was going to do, and I see it get back to break even, I'll either close it, or if I still think there's a little chance of a run, I'll just pull up the stop loss to the entry point. So if it does pull back, I get out at break even. So one, I try to avoid the big losses, and two, if I do have the big loss, depending on what time of the day it is, and usually the only time it happens, sometimes it'll happen at night when I'm not watching, then I'll trade a little bit more aggressively in the morning. If I have a second loss on top of that loss, then I'll just call it a day and regroup for tomorrow, and have my net week be positive versus my day be positive. My first priority is to try to get my day positive, but if I can't do that, then I certainly want to get my week positive. And if I get two kind of hits in a row, then I'll probably take off the rest of the day. John is asking, I know I keep saying this, about chart issues, it's intermittent for me. I do want to get together with you and hear your little workarounds. So maybe tomorrow around lunchtime, I'll try giving you a call. Like today, we had no problems. I've had no problems all today, but it's hit or miss. I can't figure out when it's going to cause the problem and when it's not going to cause the problem. This morning, when I leave my, I'm guessing you guys do the same thing. I leave my charts on all the time, and this morning when I came, my charts were all like frozen. So I restarted everything, and since then it's been not an issue. So we're streaming now, and again, if we look at the streaming, I always try to take a look at how much CPU I'm using. And interestingly, we're using we're at 71%. When it starts getting over 90 is when I start to usually see that freezing. But last week we had freezing at 60. So I don't know what to say. I do tell the office every time, and as we're recording this, there's a video there for them to go back and review it. Now the feedback I get back, which I don't necessarily like, is, oh, your computer doesn't have enough computing power. I think it does, but the challenge to that is they wanted me to get a MacBook to do it off of, and because they say they don't have any troubles off the MacBook. So I said, well, why don't you give me one to try and let's test it out, because I don't want to buy one. I'm not a Mac person, but I'm willing to do it on a Mac if it alleviates the problem. But I don't think they're convinced that that's the problem, because they said they were going to get me one, and I don't have it yet. So let's see. Okay, I got that, John. Let's see. You can't get to the charts. Oh, so I don't want to make the investment without absolutely knowing that it's going to work. So if they want to give me one to test it out, then I'm willing to test it out to figure it out. You can't get on. Hank, what's happening that you can't get on when you get there? Usually, it's just Secure Online Day Trading University .com, and then once you get there, you don't need to do the home dash advanced. Once you get there, then re-log in, and I'm already logged in, so it should know that. And maybe we've set it off. It's taking a little bit of time to get there. Can you send that link? Do you want me to email it to you, or do you want me to just put it in the chat? Oh, see, here, I'm going to put it in the chat for you. Oops. Oh, that's funny. So we went one tab too many. And now we blew it up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that 8th tab made it blow up. The one interesting thing is it started asking you what's wrong. Our website crashed while opening new window. This was new. I haven't seen this before. It asks you for the feedback. Okay, gang, we will be oops. I guess I pasted the wrong thing in here. Okay, well, you've got the link there. We will see you again tomorrow morning. Sorry we couldn't find anything tonight. And usually that morning trade is a good trade. All right, see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.